That'd be like in some next level shit right there. That's like that's like um that's like a DIY electric like a heated swimming pool.
right? I mean, it
That'd
probably
be
won't fucking get it higher. I think it only does it warm enough to not let that shit freeze. You know what I mean? I don't think it'll
mm,
get fucking. You probably still catch hypothermia.
I don't want to sound retarded, but does it get cold enough that it would freeze an entire pool over there where you're at?
Uh, at least the top half.
Type of shit.
It'll freeze it
Mm,
enough to make it fucking like pop the sides and shit. You know what I mean?
damn. Let's say you have a little fucking miniature ice skating rink out there, dude.
Right?
That's dope, dude. That's dope. We are live.
I know I'm about to share
Backwards
you.
is watching. What's up?
I'm about to share you because you never go live.
Oh, Silverback's on here too watching.
What up, Silverback?
I haven't yeah, I haven't gone live in forever, dude, because I've been trying to fucking figure out like I know what my content is, seen, but I've been trying to figure out how to um how to execute it properly. With my show that I do with my two buddies, though, we just now started talking, but they my buddy Chris, he's been busy with contracts and shit because he lives in Texas. You feel me? So he has a lot of construction work down there. And then Graze the Bush is a new daddy. He just had his first child 2 3 days ago. So that's what he was doing. Hmm?
You say his first child?
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. Yeah, so he was for the past like he was having like get the baby's room together for the past couple of like the past month or two. He's been having to get all that shit ready. But he's coming on again soon. He fucking got into a fight with a tranny at his job.
did he
But it
lose?
was a woman to man tranny.
Oh,
No, it wasn't that kind of fight. If it was like a physical fight, he probably would have fucking like killed the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But it was a what I heard is that the tranny says that the hands were like are very fragile is what he had was saying about herself. And I'm thinking like, damn, that's crazy. As a man's hands wouldn't break as easily. So
right. I'm like, don't sit here and tell me how soft your goddamn hands are, and then try to act like you want to talk stupid to me. You know what I mean?
yeah, then pulled a box cutter out on my buddy and shit.
Oh, yeah. That sounds
Yeah,
like
he called the cops on her. He called the cops on her.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him a her because that's
Yeah,
I
that's a
don't know, that's
girl.
kind of insensitive. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
acting like a girl. That's something a bitch would be doing is fucking pulling out a box cutter and shit. Like, how dare
My
you?
hands are soft. I'll cut you.
And
Uh,
we're thinking it's connected to his Trump love
probably.
kind of shit.
I've been trying to fucking find one so bad. We got trannies and we got fucking the amount of dykes and fucking queers that we have out here in the middle of fucking nowhere is goddamn ridiculous. You know what I mean? I'm seeing dudes that are bigger than me, big fucking marshmallow stuffed fucking twink motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Almost every gas station's got at least two fucking gay dudes. Is I'm like, where the fuck are y'all coming from? That's why I don't want to drink the water, man. Because I'm like, it's turning the frogs gay. You know what I mean? Alex Jones was right the whole goddamn time.
Like, he's been right about almost everything. I don't want to sound passe, but yeah, dude. Like, I believe I'm gonna quote Tucker Carlson, but I think Alex Jones has been gifted the prophecy.
I
Um,
could see if 200 years from now, if there is still a written record. What up, Silverback? I don't know who else is in here. What up, y'all? Uh, I think Alex Jones might potentially be our generation's fucking Plato's or Socrates or fucking, you know what I mean? Whoever the fuck, you know what I'm talking about?
yes, sir, I know you're talking about. I know you're talking about. What up, Lady Smith?
What up, ladies and
No, it's and then got and back in those times, those guys like that you just said, they weren't treated like the geniuses that we appreciate them to be today. What up, Solomon?
Yeah, they got ridiculed and shit all the way up until after their death. They're not appreciated till after they're dead.
Yeah, exactly. To a couple hundred years after they're dead and shit, fucking in most cases.
Right?
What up, John H?
Front Woods.
But he had got him front woods. But they had yeah, man. Yeah, man. That shit
Who do you think, if 200 years from now, looking back in the history book, who were the five names that people are going to remember from our generation, good or bad? Elon Musk, obviously. Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Alex Jones. Who I don't know who the other two would be.
Trump. You think those
Well,
two be? I think maybe
yeah,
I don't know.
Trump has to be. You can't really put Trump on the list though, because he's kind of
He's a
no.
president.
I mean, he got the presidency, so no matter what, he's fucking. He's got to buy. You know what I mean,
Damn. I don't. I would say like
say
maybe I want
private individuals, not politicians.
like LeBron James possibly might be remembered and shit. I feel like because of
He
his
better fucking not be. That
I
fucking.
know that sounds crazy, but like because it is like
Oh yeah.
his athleticism and shit. But then whenever he got started talking about all this dumbass shit he started talking about, dude. Silverback said Epstein.
Epstein for yeah. Shit, I think they're going to do everything they can to erase Epstein's name from fucking history.
And dude, Epstein might not even have been a real fucking person, dude. That might have just been some shit that they put out there so that way that's a name that they dropped and put out there, and a fucking person they put out there to be like, oh, this is the guy that's doing all the the pandering and shit, the peddling the children to us and all this shit,
Right.
or the underage women and shit to us, and
Right.
he was kind of like a scapegoat for them.
Was Epstein funded by Soros? I know a lot of his shit was like nobody really knows where he got his money. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously it's from selling fucking kids and shit, but like,
Well,
is
he was
he
connected to scientists.
funded in the beginning? He seems like he would be a Soros funded type of motherfucker. You know what I mean?
And then maybe they went to the same synagogue together, and that's how they met. You
It's a
know,
very good possibility.
you said Mossad. Yeah, Mossad seems to be connected to a lot of Israel. We don't give Israel enough credit for like their intelligence community that they've had for the past 70 years, dude.
I've always considered fucking Israel to have a better fucking intelligence and CIA type shit than any other fucking country on the planet.
Guaranteed, dude. Yeah, dude. You can think about it. They've got agents in every major city on Earth, probably.
Oh yeah. I mean, considering that you're surrounded by enemies on every single fucking side, you know what I mean? How many countries touch Israel? 5, 4 or 5, something like that. Too goddamn many. So you figure you got that, and then you got the just the ethnic makeup of the actual Israel. You know what I mean? You've got people that look as white as we do, and then you got people who look as fucking camel riding as fucking Bin Laden and shit. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
kind of they've got the perfect little fucking deal to where they can almost break any single culture or country and pass. You know what I mean? That's kind of what sucks about America being so far away from everything else that's going on in the world, is that we don't really have the perspective of what's really going on in the world. We live in our own little American bubble. You know what I mean? We got Mexico and Canada. That's what we experience, and we know we fucking hate them both. So we kind of isolate ourselves and limit exactly what the fuck it is that we're living. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think we're probably like, I don't know, because we have more people like spread out makes us like gives up. I think as a whole, like any country that does a mandatory like 2-year military service has some sort of advantage. I think.
Yeah.
I still think we can kick their asses, but I think that like person to person, we'd only be able to win by numbers and
Right.
technology.
I can see that.
But is the way that they man, that these alliances are being formed right now. These papers are being signed right now,
Russia,
connected
Korea.
with that whole Korean situation. Yeah, and that I mean now that's too. So now that's like anybody messes with them or Iran, that's gonna be like Russia's gonna have to go, or vice versa. And you already know Israel has problems with Iran all the time.
Yeah.
We're obviously having problems with North Korea all the time. Um, it's weird, brother. It's weird what's going on. It almost seems like it's set up, right? I feel like it almost seems like they're putting this shit in purpose so they can like accomplish something. You
Exactly. Silverback. Yeah. You do a side by side comparison. Like if you put Europe over top of America, you know what I mean? For me, that's what puts shit in perspective.
know. Hmm.
Back in the day, it's like because you don't really consider how small these fucking countries are. And like you said, you could fit 3 goddamn Eastern European countries in fucking Texas and still have room left to fucking call it Texas. You know what I mean? It's fucking craziness. Our bubble is fucking retarded over here. It gives Americans a, I don't want to say a false perspective of the world. I mean, yeah, I guess it would be. Yeah. What up, Leslie?
What up, Leslie? Good to see you.
Well, that's the
Dude,
problem with an echo chamber, though. You get too comfortable and you surround yourself with people who are fucking yes men. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, you think you're the greatest motherfuckers in the history of ever because you got fucking people insulating you from ever having to fucking take a hit. You know what I mean?
hmm
Or delusions take over and you just don't comprehend that you're fucking retarded. You know, that's
Yeah,
the problem America's got right now. Too many choices, too much access, but still limited at the same time.
yeah, exactly. It's like, what are most people gonna do? Like, it's like one of them dogs and shit that has a door in between it and another dog, where the dog's barking the fuck out of it with that door in between them protecting it. When that door comes down, that dog is like, what's it going to do when that door comes down? And there's nothing between you and that other dog.
Right.
So, and most Americans are fucked.
Yeah. That's the. I'm trying not to get into a rant about fucking fake patriots and Christians because those are my enemy nowadays more than the goddamn liberals are. I have been
Really?
insulted. I have been insulted, disrespected, fucking threatened my life. I've been threatened with doxing. Motherfucker told me he want to fucking put my address out there so a whole bunch of people can come over here and do shit at my house. You know what I mean? I'm like, but you're a Christian patriot. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. I have more opposition from people in my own trenches than I have from the fucking enemy. You know what I mean? And it's making me fucking bitter and jaded and yeah, you know what I mean?
Often it's those closest to us that we would not expect, but would be the ones to quickly fuck us over the worst.
Oh yeah, it's easy to claim something like, "Oh, I'm a soldier." Oh, okay. Oh, I'm a Christian. I'll die for this belief and or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? It's easy to say you're all these things and talk real slick when you're in fucking good times, when you ain't never had a struggle in your fucking life, when you ain't got a goddamn fucking shotgun in your goddamn mouth. You know what I mean? It's real easy to believe in all this fucking shit you put on the computer until you actually have to fucking stand up and do it. We see it all the time. If fake motherfuckers talk all kinds of shit till you get 2 inches away from them, then well, I'm sorry, I didn't, you know what I mean? Back down, motherfuckers. That's why it's pissing me off. As I'll say, I mean, I assume anybody in here who knows me knows that I think that Islam is better than Christianity. Just in my for my personal self, not on the grand scheme. I think they're all equal in their own little way. But it's,
Mhm.
I mean, I'll ride my own nuts a little bit. You want to talk about courage? Be a white American, conservative patriot, in a fucking group full of fucking Christians and fucking Bible thumping sons of bitches and tell them like, no, I believe this. That's courage. You know what I mean? Sitting in a room with a bunch of other fucking people who think Islam is the way to go and defending it. That's not courage. You know what I mean? That's just, I'm in an echo chamber. None of these motherfuckers just want to go out and fucking represent the shit they wanna do. They only want to fucking talk about the shit that they believe around people that they believe. You know what I mean? Like that kind of shit pisses me off. I'm tired of these fake motherfuckers. If fucking WW3 or a Civil War or something kicked off right now, I'm shooting at more Trump supporters than I am at the fucking blue hairs. I mean, real shit.
And I've noticed in my public interactions, most of the people that if I do even get any problems from anybody, it is like usually like it's not like who you'd think it would be, like a little liberal kind of person. It's like usually an old fucking like retarded fucking 70-something-year-old fucking like just rude motherfucker. You know what I mean? And that's usually the people I have problems with. You know what I'm saying? And they're all like, "What's 1776 mean?" They always say, and I'm always saying this to them. I'm always saying, "Well, that's the year the United States was founded," and then I leave it at that. And I say,
See, on that, you use that as a profiling deal. But like, if you don't know what this means, then obviously you're not my fucking people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were like, a lot of people do ask. A lot of young people, a lot of old ladies ask me what it means because they don't know. But whenever the old dudes ask me what it means, they're asking me what it does it mean to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've stretched the truth at them a couple of times and shit. I was like, brother, what fucking 3 years ago with there was thousands of the enemy and only fucking like I'll be getting my money and shit, dude. I'll be saying shit like that, and I'll be like, damn, and I'll be like voting for Trump, and I'll be like, well, I can't get into politics, brother, but I'll tell you this: I voted for the same person twice. I'm voting for him again this year.
Right.
What up, G Montana? What up, Gino?
Right. That's what we haven't had enough hard times yet in this country for me to actually believe that we have as many patriots as people say we do. You know what I mean? One of those kind of things.
Yeah, dude. I probably honestly, this is gonna sound fucked up, dude, controversial, but it probably wasn't that hard. Like the revolutionary time, that was probably a hard time for this country. But like as far as if you look back at human history, like all of American history from like whenever we were founded till today has been relatively peaceful in comparison to other countries out there's histories and shit. You feel me? Like, I mean, if you don't count what the settlers did to the Indian population and shit, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, but in their defense, though, some of the fucking Indians had it coming. You know what I mean? Because they were fucking full blown savages.
And this shit blew my mind, brother. Right before all that, right before, like, the Angles, the Saxons, all this, dude, they had come from where they were at in Germany to England, and they had pretty much wiped out the native English population and replaced them, and then became the English people we know today. Kind of sounds familiar, right? Sounds like something that they would end up possibly doing to some other people. But the Indians did that shit to each other all the time. I know we don't have to say that, but fucking
that's the whole thing I hate is what white folks make up like 1 or 2% of the entire global population, but yet white folks are responsible for the entire destruction of the planet. Kind of, you know what I mean? It's one of those shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they want and it's my theory that they're trying to push that kind of like they're trying to push that kind of racism, I think, dude, is because they don't like, and I don't think it's not white values that I'm talking about. It's like democratic Western civilized values that come as a result from fucking the countries and shit that Europeans come from originally and shit. But they're trying to get those like laws, those rules, all those like just basic moralities of life, and they're trying to get rid of that. Would you
say that third world countries would have a higher morality than first world countries? I mean, if we look at Syria or some shit like that right now, any one of like Palestine, any of this other shit, okay, they do some fucked up shit. Obviously, we're nothing like them. Their morals are fucked. okay, we'll take out the baby killing against walls and shit like that. You know what I mean? And think of the family values, the legal
Mhm.
structure, not the system itself, but the structure of the foundation of the legal system. It's all based on morals that we say we want. You know what I mean? But then you look at any first world country, all of those morals are pretty much gone because it's, name one first world country that isn't covered with debauchery and fucking homos and fucking abortions and, you know what I mean?
Poland. Oh
Yeah,
no,
chick
Poland's not first
shit.
world.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're
So it's
right though,
kind of
dude.
like, maybe we can't really judge somebody based off morality when our goddamn country hasn't had any for a long fucking time. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So,
sir.
eh, don't obviously Hamas bad. You know what I mean? Terrorists bad. Kill them all. But that makes sense. At least
It
the
does.
moral foundation is family, is country, is God. You know what I mean? Is modesty, things like that.
What's up, brother? Hey, yo, Hutch, this is fucking legendary fucking not Legino, brother.
Woo! I don't know about legendary, but thank you, sir. Thank you. Nice to meet you, Mr. Hutch.
What's going on with you?
I didn't come up here to say nothing contradictory because I agree with 99.99999% of what you're saying. But I want to come at it from a different take. The problem is, see, you were just talking about morals. Do we come at it from a moral point of view? Morals are so subjective, and I agree that's a good point. But the problem is people bringing emotional shit and not using logic.
Yes.
See, it doesn't matter what you believe, doesn't matter what side you're on. If you're having an emotional response, they got you by the balls. That's where they want you. We need to be thinking our way through these things, folks.
Right. 1,000%.
And I feel like
They want everyone mad. They want everyone upset. They want everyone at each other's throats. And guess what? 99% of people are fucking falling for that shit because we're dumb.
Yeah. It's easy to control
Having
someone.
visceral emotional reactions. Yeah, it's not just in politics. Here on YouTube, on the internet, people go with the nasty rather than the nice. They go with the controversial rather than with the funny. They go. It's conflict is something human beings do, but we're not very smart about how we emotionally logic our way through it. Right? You need to put that shit on the back burner and think your way through it. And
Do you think the amount of choices that we have in this world today fuels the over emotional?
for sure, because when you restrict people's choices, you give them no choice at all. If everyone's subject to the same bad education, how any of us are supposed to be smart?
Right.
And I went to a good school, folks. I went to what would be considered an elitist, privileged school. My education was no better, no worse than anyone else's because it's the same shit they're teaching.
Right.
I just learned how to verbalize it a little bit better.
Where are you from?
I'm Greek genetically, but I grew up in England. I live in London.
Nice.
No, this is the hellhole where they test all of the agendas before they try them out on you.
Yeah.
Not nice. We're the lab where they cook this shit up and then spread it to the rest of the world.
Well, not nice in the fact though. Oh my God, it's London or whatever. It's just okay, right on.
It's a grey hellhole, sir.
Oh yeah, shit. We fought a war to get away from there. Shit, you know what I mean?
And I wasn't around at that time. In fact, my ancestors were still back in Greece, but I was on the wrong side of that war.
Right.
Fuck, dude, I fucking this
Shit.
sounds so controversial.
My ancestors were up a mountain somewhere, still being
wearing
peasant
some little
farmers.
weird hats and shit with some sheep and shit. Fucking
Little
taking them
pointy
around.
shoes and shit, yeah.
The sad thing is that they probably had a better quality of life than
Absolutely.
we do right now.
Absolutely. See, this is the mistake again with the sins of the father. Are we guilty for? My dad was a good man, don't get me wrong, but he made the mistake of thinking he was bringing us to a better life.
And that simple country lifestyle would have been better fucking than that.
Sure, and he struggled hard to get himself educated. He grew up in a village where there was no electricity until he was a teenager. his first job was like the local mayor hired all the kids from the village to help construct the road up to the village because it was just like a little dirt track up until that point. Put himself through school, put himself through university in Greece, got a scholarship to come over and study here in England. So he thought he was doing what was best. I don't fault the man, but yeah, we suffer for generational decisions.
Well, see, that's one of those things. You can't really get mad at the parents because you're like, well, I don't know the situation that they were in. You know what I mean? Like you said, because I know my parents have made some questionable choices, but
and grandparents and great-great-grandparents, and it goes way back.
Right.
And we're not responsible for any of it. Now, look, I'll give you an American talking point, like reparations. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Who were the people who actually owned slaves? That's very hard to determine in the first place. Who were they buying them from? Who was capturing them? Good luck with any of that. And am I responsible for what my great-great-great-great-granddaddy did? Because if that's the case, my great-great-great-great-granddaddy was herding goats up a fucking mountain. Nothing to do with no. So, it's silly. What about the white slaves? The Barbary Coast slaves? You know? What about the Arabs who were literally the financial masterminds of the whole slave trade? You know? What about the Africans who were conducting tribal warfare and selling each other to the Arabs, who then sold them to the Europeans? Like, where do you can't track it back like that because people bring their emotions in. That's why they don't use logic. That's why, yeah, I get it. It hurts. If that happened in my family history, I'd be hurt by that too. But I wouldn't be asking for no fucking money.
See, I've never been one to be like, oh my God, my ancestors went through this pain and I feel for them. Like, well, okay. I mean, that people from history went through some shit. It don't affect me none. You know what I mean?
My dad died when I was 7. I don't even know what my own father went through. Right. I haven't had those conversations with him. But what are we talking about here, folks? Again, most people, again, no offense, I'm not trying to be like provocative here, but do you even know who your daddy is?
Right. Yeah. That is a big problem in America right now.
It's everywhere. Okay. And that's not a race-based thing either, by the way. That applies to white folks, Chinese folks, black, whatever.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Do you really know who your daddy is?
That's why I'm a big preacher of modesty and anti-whorism. Keep your sexuality to yourself. Some things need to, you know what I mean? Like.
And this is why they do things like control education, break down the family system. Welfare isn't there for your welfare, for your betterment. It's there so that to replace the daddy with a government daddy.
Of course. They want to get rid of the Western values of the family, where the father's the umbrella.
Feminism wasn't about giving women the vote. It was about taxing the other half of the population that was going untaxed.
Yeah, and they didn't have that vote until they didn't want to vote until the fucking air conditioner is invented anyway. You know that around the same time the air conditioner got invented.
Yeah, again, this all started in England, unfortunately. So during the time of the women's right to vote, it was started by men, and they had a small percentage of women that they weaponized and pushed forward to be like shocking to see these women protesting. And the majority of women were like, no, I don't want that. I don't want to pay taxes. I don't want to vote. I don't want the responsibility. Now, over the years, obviously, opinions change, especially when you're being brainwashed. But no, it was not the mass consensus. And this is what we've been led to believe, that it was some revolution of freedom. Oh, everyone wants to. No, it was pushed on you, dummies.
I know my grandma, when she was talking to me, like my grandma's mother knew barely any English at all. You know what I mean? She was a native.
What was her language? Her mother tongue, as they say.
She was native Indian. I can't remember exactly what they called it, but she grew up, you know what I mean, like full blown hillbilly in the woods and shit like that. And she every once in a while she would sit down and tell us things like that, you know what I mean, about our past and shit like that, where she came from, where people came from, the hardships, you know what I mean, the choices and the struggles and all that other shit. And she said, when we got to talking about that, the burning of the brawls and all this other stupid shit, she was like, these bitches, people wanted to kill them. Like they were like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like the mass majority of the population in her circle that she knew anyway hated everything about these bitches. Like, what are you doing? Keep your ass at home. We're not trying to go to no fucking factory. You know what I mean? We're not trying to do all this other shit.
The original name for the women protesters who were fighting for the right to vote in the UK were the suffragettes, and it was known as the suffrage movement. That should tell you something.
Yeah, that's what I was blanking on.
And supposedly because they were willing to suffer for their cause, but no, they were the ones who brought you the suffering, and they told you with the name, because the devil hides in plain sight, folks.
I mean, if you look at the comparison too, it was a very small number of females that actually wanted the vote. They made enough noise that tiny population.
They were government sponsored and pushed and publicized, and the newspapers of the time promoting it's the same game they play today. And with a much smaller media back then, by the way. What was there? Maybe 3 newspapers in London at the time. That's it. That was the media for the whole country. You control those 3 newspapers, you get to decide everything everyone listens to. It's been like this for a while, folks. Even before the printed press. What was the town crier with his bell and his tri-corner hat going around doing? You think he was speaking his own free will and his own free mind, or do you think he was putting out political messages?
I'm gonna say it's
propagandists have ruled the world for centuries.
We have to figure out a talking schedule because we keep getting.
Sorry, I'm gonna shut up. I was just rambling. My bad.
Yes, I did notice that as well. I did notice that too. Thank you.
The timing needs to be toned up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Let me see.
You caught me on a passionate subject. My bad.
Oh, you're good. You're good. It's not Kickapoo, Silverback. They're from. They called my grandma said that we were bridge jumpers. We came from West Virginia and Kentucky, but then we jumped the bridge to Missouri to get out of the mountains and down into the plains. So that's how she explained it to me. Is they call us bridge jumpers because we left the mountains.
On some Trail of Tears type of shit, or like fucking migrational kind of just seasonal shit.
Well, I think it was. You get them old families. Like I grew up. If grandma moves, everybody moves with grandma. You know what I mean? One of those kind of things. So it was one of those deals. You know what I mean? Somebody got married off to a white man and moved to a different state, and they took the kids, the grandkids,
everybody.
And just took a whole fucking chunk with like that kind of thing. You know what I
mean? Yeah, everybody going. You fucking the amount of people here in the United States that have, nobody is like, there's no pure race in the United States, if that makes sense to you. Anybody that's racist,
unless you live in some really remote location, that doesn't exist anywhere on the earth.
Exactly. Yeah, you'd have to be somewhere like the Faroe Islands, possibly, or some shit. Fucking really deep out there. But
I know my granddad came over on a boat from Germany when he was 6 in the early 19s. So you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. I don't think I ever heard a man speak more than 10 words in his entire fucking life. I've been trying to think back. Like he was stoic as shit. I can only remember him smiling once. You know what I mean? He was just different time, man.
I guess back then there was less to say and less to smile about.
Or you know what I mean? There's work to be done. Shit, we'll conversate and do all that other shit after work's done. Kind of. Mm-hmm. But I was forced to every Thursday we would have to do, because there was nine kids all together between the aunts and everybody. So every Thursday we would have to do a fucking hour of Bible study, and then the aunts and grandma would take all the girls, and then they would go and cook, do all this other shit, teach them how to bake. And granddad and the uncles would take us out, and we would either skin fish, skin cats, trapped, because my granddad trapped, or we would build like shadow boxes and do woodworking shit every fucking Thursday. The whole time that we were there, that's that was the fucking routine. Every 5 nights a week we're eating at grandma's house kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like all of us. It was definitely family based and just fucking, hey, we got work to do. We got shit that you need to learn. That's your life.
It's more than that though, because it's family based, but it's also societal based. It's also practicality based, right? You can't back in those you can't be feeding everyone when they're hungry, when they want to just go to the freezer and put a microwave meal in. That that's a waste of resources. It's a waste of cooking fuel, whatever. Everyone eats together because we're going to cook one time, one big meal for it. Just makes more sense. We're not practical people anymore.
But then how much of our past is just ritual? You know what I mean? To where it's because I don't believe in the 3 meals a day. Okay, everybody sit down and hey, we're animals at the end of the day. If you're hungry,
sure.
Something. So it's
Both are true.
Either I've seen him only eat once a day.
But Mr. Hutch, sir, you said it yourself there. Ritual has meaning behind it. Yeah. You're talking about being a human animal and getting out into nature and eating when you're hungry, and that's valid too, and that's true, but that's a separate thing. The ritual of it is important because it has built-in meaning. It to be able to fall back on the ritual for familiarity, for a sense of home, a sense of comfort. They serve different purposes.
Right. Well, see, that's the thing is, how big does a society get to where one outweighs the other? Because both things can't be true if you hit a certain population.
They've done studies on this. So the ideal is 13 families.
13.
That's for the most social cohesion and people getting along and 13 families.
That's what, roughly 40 to 55, 60 people, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, probably. Say we got 6 people in each family, roughly.
See, I did not know that statistic, y'all. I'm telling you, community size, I got that fucking thing down. We're going to make that shit happen, y'all. It's going to happen.
And that's like a work.
No, the study was much more elaborate, right, than that, because they also put out like how far spread out they were, how interacted they were, how much they relied on each other. But in terms of number size, yeah, about 13 families tended to be the ideal.
A couple years ago. Oh, my bad, Pilgrim.
No, go ahead, brother. I was going to say real quick that there are supposedly 13 satanic Illuminati bloodlines. Now I pass the microphone over to you, sir.
13 tribes of Israel.
Right.
Even though it's supposed to be 12, because there's the lost tribe.
If you go down the rabbit hole of numbers, where you're like, damn, 3 significant and all, you know what I mean? It's craziness.
Mm-hmm.
It's always 12 plus 1 as well, like Jesus and 12 disciples, the gods of Olympus plus Zeus, or plus whatever. Like again, in the Greek pantheon, there's way more than 12, but whatever. It's the 12 main ones.
Number things, you fuck around and end up like Terrence Howard and shit, just looking crazy, talking about 2 + 2 = 17 kind of shit.
What is he up to, guys? I've been hearing shit about Terrence Howard. I ain't been watching I was like, man, I feel like if I watch his interview, I might go to sleep or some shit. It looked boring.
Like, I understand the logic of some of the things that he's saying, but it's like he finds the answer that fits his narrative and then he stops. He's trying to disprove math more than he's trying to prove what math will prove, is what it seems like. You know what I mean?
It's much simpler than that. We all inherited our calendar systems and whatever like that from each other. It goes back and back and back. Sumerians, Babylonians, etc. Yada yada yada. That 12 number system, counting to 6 hexadecimal. That's where that all comes from. That's why it's in all of our mythologies and worldviews. The math is obviously part of it, but yeah, it's just because we inherited all of that.
No, imagine I'm listening to your son retarded. This is like high weed talk, kind of on topic, kind of off. Who the fuck invented math? I know it might have been some dude Pythagoras or some shit, fucking. But I'm thinking, like, how did he get? Obviously, you need to know like this chicken and this chicken. That's 2 chickens. But like the advanced kind of shit, like that seems like that. Take a little bit of fucking thinking.
So. There is actually a history of math and the concept and the number 0 goes back to ancient India. different systems from different methods of counting. So we use a 5-base system because we count the fingers, but the 12-base system actually comes from counting the joints. Yeah, so they have a weird, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah,
just like
so that's why it's 12, right? So there is a history to it. Yeah, I'm not aware of the full history of it, but there is a history and a timeline to it. Yeah.
I am one that believes that math was invented before any written history that we currently have.
It exists naturally in the universe. We just noticed it and described it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And I've heard that like if there was a universal language, it would be numbers and shit like that.
Yeah. If we're going to communicate with alien species, for example, it would have to be with a mathematical based language. Yeah.
Numbers are the only thing that don't lie.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say it's one of the, if not the only constant in the universe is math.
Yep. See, chat is saying it abacus and beads and things like that, but it's also what like I said, the 12-base system is from counting the sections of the finger. The 5-base system is from counting the actual fingers. It's also so we're counting our own nature. We're again, the foot is the distance between the elbow to the wrist, which is also the measurement of 1 foot roughly, which again was supposed to be in ancient times a king's foot, but whatever. It's a approximation of that. So they all come from something. People used to measure stuff with rope and strings and count with beat, like the Native American system was knots in strings, knots and beads and strings.
Anunnaki, yep, yeah. It's even before them, before all that. I think in some of our lifetimes we're going to witness if you've been paying attention to any of this archaeological shit that all these people have been digging up over the last 10, 15 years, that a lot of shit's getting pushed under to where it's not being publicized, but they're finding world history everywhere right now. Like so many fucking things are being exposed to, like, oh no, everything you taught was a fucking lie.
Nothing new underneath the sun.
Yeah.
Well, even if you go just by the stuff that has made it into academia, and you take out just all of the fringe stuff and just take out what has been published and gone through universities and stuff, there's lots of weird shit just in there.
I think we're living in a golden age right now, to where like I said, I'm only 42, so in my lifetime, you know what I mean, we're gonna have aliens. We're gonna have all kinds of fucking shit.
They're already trying to soft sell us it with the Tic Tac stuff and all that. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, we're gonna have fake aliens, dude. It's gonna be fucking it's gonna be like the most human life lost in the history of mankind when this alien invasion happens. So right. I really believe. Well, I still believe that the fake alien.
How about this for a theory? When the fake alien invasion happens, that's when the real aliens show up. And go, no, you're not gonna pretend to be us, motherfuckers.
See, that would be fucking. I would truly be surprised. I'd be like, I'll be a damn monkey's uncle. He was right.
So we see something amazing in the sky, and we're all fooled by it, and we think it's real. And then we see something even more amazing than that, just obliterate the illusion and go, no, folks, that was a lie. Here we are. This is the real us.
Right.
I'm a visionary. Trust me, that will come to pass.
Yeah, the more you learn, the more questions you have, the more you find out how much you don't fucking know.
Mm-hmm. And that's what's sad about being a deep thinker, right? The more you find out shit, the more answers you find, the more questions you run into.
It's a fool's errand. Acceptance is the way forward, folks. Accepting what is rather than questioning it and trying to figure it out. And that's what I'm struggling with right now.
It's like if you look at fucking Shaq, Hakeem Olajuwon, you know what I mean? Those sons of bitches. And that's now times, and they're fucking giants. You think that there wasn't motherfuckers that were 12, 15 foot tall?
I said that the other day, and the average height was shorter back then. But that doesn't mean that the tallest people were shorter. It just means that the average height was shorter, right? If you look at it like on a graph between the smallest and the highest, the tallest would have been around the same size as what the world record holder is today, right? It's like 12 foot, motherfucker, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
those people would still have randomly existed as they do randomly exist today. They would, and maybe even bigger numbers before. Because what if they were breeding with each other and, like
And it could have
breeding
been
that trait into themselves rather than out of themselves? Yeah.
like, I mean, if you look, you seen that little Indian chick that's like 2 foot tall?
Mm-hmm.
She's,
Like
she's 20, 30
literally
years
like
old.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Real fucking person. Check it
So
out on
have you seen the
YouTube.
photo of the world's smallest man standing next to the world's tallest man?
Yeah, it's fucking
He's
crazy.
like ankle high to this guy.
Probably
Yeah.
the same size as his fucking Johnson and shit. This motherfucker is
Right.
He's smaller than his Johnson. I haven't seen his Johnson, but I'm telling you, just anatomically looking at it, he's smaller than his Johnson.
He could literally do pull-ups on that thing.
Oh my fucking god.
Pilgrim, you can Google it. If you just type "world's smallest man, world's tallest man" side by side, it's a famous picture.
I have.
So that's why, like, if you look back, because with the increased amounts of carbon back in the day, the insects and the wildlife and the plants themselves were bigger. We can look at the fucking sequoias in California and see that for an example. You know what I mean?
The mega dinosaurs. There's a whole area in South America where, for a long period of time, the environmental conditions were perfect for giganticism, and the dinosaurs just got big like that for no reason, just because the environment was okay for them to do that. They find mega dinosaurs all the time, yeah. So
What
that happens. Yeah.
blood quartz that they find all the time and
Look-
shit. And caves
look at
that
that.
look like vaginas.
And that's not Photoshop. Well, slightly Photoshopped, but the scale is accurate.
Could you imagine being a tiny little group of pygmies out in the jungle just hunting fucking monkeys and shit, and then you see 10 of those fucking things walking towards
Let's
you?
just say, even what you said, like 10 Shaquille O'Neals just walking around in a tribe, and your average height is like just above their waist. You would think those people were giants.
Right?
Yeah, you'd be the pygmy at that point.
Yeah. The average human height, like even till like the Middle Ages, was like something like 5'4". It was much shorter than it is today. The reason we're taller nowadays is because we eat more fresh greens and vegetables and stuff like that when we're young.
Do you think that people that have people that are like really tiny come from small families? Do you think that they have more Denisovian DNA and makes them more? Where,
Sure, there's a DNA aspect to it, but it's also environment. I'll give you an example. My grandparents and my family on my dad's side are all really short, and on my mum's side they have like one or two tall people, and the dominant gene was obviously the tall people because all of me and my two brothers are tall, right? So it doesn't. You could have like dwarfs and still spit out a giant.
Yeah, because I'm the smallest one in my family. I'm 6'2", 220 right now, and I'm the smallest one out of my dad's side of the family. I am the tiniest one by at least 40 pounds. And my mom, she ain't never hit 5'5" in her life. You know what I mean?
GLM. How do you know Pilgrim? Pilgrim, how do you know GLM? Yay! 2 people I know who I like know each other. Yay!
From you, brother, we are up on. That time.
Oh, you met over. Oh, even better. Yay! Hi, GLM.
Silverback, I agree. I think that is the base of the world tree.
Most of my back to the family thing real quick. A lot of the men in my family are tall and skinny, and a lot of the women are like short and fat. I've broken that. I've evened out the sizes in my
You
genetic.
averaged it out. Good
Yeah.
man.
But no, fuck yeah, fucking chilling's cool. No, do you
So-
feel like? I apologize.
Sorry, go ahead. No, my bad. I cut you off.
Suzuki sub.
Love Suzuki. No, I went squirrel. I'm a little stoned. So I got a little off track and shit.
I'm getting there.
No, I'm the same height as Hutch, minus like 30 or 40 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So like, and and you don't eat that much. You keep, it's crazy. And I think that like the back to the whole diet topic. I know I'm like way off. I was just thinking this. Um, like if you like that is gonna that's honestly that's like keeping you better than eating 3 4 times and 2 out of 3 times you're eating like shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a one big meal a day guy too. Yeah,
You got two one meals.
I'll eat one big meal a day and I'm good.
Because I look at it, if I haven't used any fuel, then why do I need to put more fuel into the gas tank?
And that's right. Right now, I'm living a very sedentary lifestyle. I'm not burning a lot of calories, so yeah.
Right.
If anything, I'm taking in way too many.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in. Now I got me a good one now and shit. So like, I feel like I'll start putting weight on and shit. Do you feel me? And that's how it usually goes. You know.
Just
So.
carb up, loads of pasta, loads of rice, loads of protein.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good to go.
I think too many people saw it as a fucking luxury. Oh, the king gets all these feasts every day, so we should have a feast every day too to make us feel like we're fucking special. Next thing you know, yes, queen, and no, you're fucking peasants. Eat your potatoes and your soup and get back to work, motherfucker. You know what I mean?
But,
You don't need a fucking 5-course meal 6 nights a goddamn week. It don't make no sense.
I was talking to somebody about that the other day. Like the lower classes have always tried to emulate the upper classes by.
It's not actually true. Do you know that a lot of upper class fancy foods originally started as peasant foods? Caviar, for example, was a peasant food. Lobster, they used to feed lobster to prisoners.
Really, I didn't know that. I could see that.
Yeah, all that stuff used to. There was
like fancy mushrooms used to be the exclusive food of peasants because they would be the ones, truffles and stuff like that. It's only when the upper classes caught on to this nice shit that the peasants were eating that they wanted it to. But there's some stuff that goes the other way around, right? But yeah.
Well, I mean, you notice the price of the things. Once the elites take a hold, like you can find something that has been pennies on the dollar your entire life, but so, some elite gets a hold of it.
Lady Smith mentioned sugar.
I mean, yeah,
sugar is one of the exceptions where it was an elitist thing first and then went to the masses.
Spices, your salts and shit like that.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that yesterday. I was like, how many people died for this 89-cent thing of fucking salt that I'm holding in my hand? Oh, I see a slug. Let me pour shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Literally, people died over that shit, and I'm just pouring it on the sidewalk.
Yeah,
like,
that was a punishment back in the day, being sent to the salt mines.
Yeah. It's crazy how things change, man.
Fuck yeah, it is, dude. People ain't getting sent to the stockades and the fucking salt mines now. That's fucking. If they was, then they'd probably be acting better, huh?
Progress is in the eye of the beholder. It's like beauty, right? Did you know that the average peasant back in the day, even though they had less shit and had less wealth and less, they worked less days of the year?
Yeah.
I heard that.
I was going to do a video on that a while back, but then I smoked and I was like, that's a whole lot of words to put together, so I don't want to do it.
Yeah,
sure is.
Yeah,
because like trying to explain that whole thing, yeah, I agree 1,000%. Yeah.
Make a whole documentary if you did something like that. You find yourself doing that. I'm making a medieval documentary.
I get lazy these days. Now what I do is I just play a documentary and just keep pausing it and talking over it so I don't get a copyright strike. I just play what someone else did. Fuck it. They already covered it. And then I can have my say on top of that.
You got one of them fucking narrator voices. You could probably read a goddamn book and fucking...
I've done that before, but I don't find it interesting. People like it, but I don't find it interesting for me.
No. Have y'all... heard about this goblin problem in Zimbabwe, former Rhodesia?
There's a goblin problem?
Well, there's also a heavy methamphetamine problem going on there too, so I think that's connected to it. But yeah, they've been getting attacked by these goblins.
And now we have even stranger things going on.
Sorry, I don't want to overtalk this. Can you pause for like 30 seconds? So I know another YouTuber who is writing a short movie. He's a bit special needs. I'm not trying to make fun of the guy. He has autism and different conditions. He's trying
You
to
know?
write a story called Nasty Goblins right now, and he would be very interested in this footage. So I'm going to send this to him.
This has been going on. I have this idea, and I love you, brother. I love you, brother. I love everybody. But whenever we should, like now, at the end of our sentences, we will say, "I concede my speaking time," and then we will go on to the next
Do you know
one.
what? It's cool. I'm not here to interrupt. I was trying to join in, but I'll come back another time. It's fine. I'll catch
Oh,
you
you're
guys
fine.
on the next one.
No, you're fine,
Yeah,
man.
brother. Hell no, brother. You know that we tight. You know that we were tight, brother. You
No,
don't
it's
need
not. It's not that, dude. It's just I don't want to be upsetting the audience. I'm here. Like people are complaining. I'll take the hint.
Well, I love you. So, in South Africa, and it wasn't that you was like that we was like it. Like, can we all agree that his like talking points and his content was amazing?
Oh, it was just the timing. It's fine.
That
He
was
could
the
stay.
timing exactly. It's like the microphone shit. I think that's what I was thinking. I'm thinking the microphone situation. You know how some mics will pick up shit and cut other shit off, kind of shit.
I will say is somebody drop his link.
Yeah, put his link out there, guys.
I'll sub up and see what kind of contents he's got.
And I'll send you some links and shit. I've gone on his show before as well. He makes music and shit. He does all kinds of stuff like that. He's a funny dude.
Yeah, it's just the timing, man. It's just the timing. You were good either way. It's just we get on the backwoods all the time for that too. You know? We just smoke too much and then lose our train of thought and go squirrel.
Yes,
Mhm.
that's the main problem that with that kind of shit though is yes, it's fucking like is then I'll forget what I was going to say. And
Right.
like,
Right on, Leslie.
thank you, Leslie.
Mm.
He says like he rolls that like the way his joint is rolled, it looks like the same way. So I've always thought it was like, damn, he's still smoking on that same joint. It's like
Right. You got them fucking Virginia Slims of joints. Right. Right.
But yeah, these guys,
Yeah, tell me what the fuck, a goblin problem?
a goblin problem, and we'll watch a little bit of this, but then we'll show the meth problem that they had a couple years right before this.
multiple times on my channel because of this massive blob, this massive anomaly that's seen over Bove Island in Antarctica that's making its way up the coast of South Africa. This anomaly, they say, is a glitch on Ventusky, but it has appeared on other weather applications. But every time it appears, there are some weird weather phenomena that has taken place in Africa. Very terrible heat waves appearing much earlier than they should be appearing. There are earthquakes, these very massive tornadoes that are not common to Africa, especially South.
Real quick, this is I don't think that they're saying that this has anything to do with the goblins. They're just saying like, oh, they're talking about goblins, but this shit is actually going on right here. This has some real shit going on. But the police have been reporting goblin attacks.
Africa. So I have been busy connecting the dots between the massive mysterious blob on Bove Island and the weird weather anomalies that have been taking place. But now we have some even weirder stories coming out of South Africa, more specifically Zimbabwe, because apparently what is currently being reported is that police in Belima, Zimbabwe have abandoned one of their primary headquarters following attacks by goblins. That is right. You heard that correctly. Police in Zimbabwe have abandoned their headquarters due to being overtaken by goblins. Back in, let's say 2022, I would have looked at this story and said to myself, this is something for the National Enquirer. Somebody is doing some kind of prank on the internet. This is not real. But given everything we've been through between 2023 to 2020,
If you believe that this shit was real, you might be slightly retarded. Just like this video
Okay.
alien shit.
Go with me on this fucking on this theory, right? So Zimbabwe, right, is what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So if we look at it realistically, these are people who most probably don't really know how to read. Most don't really have like technology, cell phones, TVs. You know what I mean? It's kind of just an uneducated worker class type of what's the mythology believing kind of culture.
Mm-hmm.
So if in theory somebody on a higher up scale wanted to manipulate the people and scare them and create chaos and scare people away or whatever the purpose may be, couldn't there be kind of like a CIA type of thing from a outside investor to be like, hey, give us these costumes, like we can't scare these people with propaganda because they, you know what I mean?
Mm.
And they're like, let's go on they're more spiritual and ritualistic type people than they are, you know what I mean? So if we present a monster the same way a CIA would put on a mask or some shit like that and terrorize the people fucking culturally to create modern day fucking goblins and aliens and stuff to make people get scared and run away from an area or create some kind of propaganda through a creature to affect an area in some kind of way. Does that make sense? I mean, because get rid of the American perspective. Obviously, if we see something, we're like, it's going to be different. But like, if they see something that plays into their culture and their beliefs, you know what I mean, and the religions that they have over there, you know what I mean, you can manipulate somebody through that the same way you could Americans through television and music kind of shit. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, they can just actually you can actually show those people something in physical form, and they'll be like, "Holy shit!" You know, that goes along with their spirit belief.
I'm high as balls right now, so it's hard to articulate. It is exactly what I'm trying to say, but go down a rabbit hole like that. You know what I mean? And because I'm just thinking the same along the lines of conspiracy theories. I believe that conspiracy theories are real because if I was president or if I was in a position of power, I'd be creating conspiracy theories damn near every fucking day. You know what I mean? And sometimes I just get bored and be like, I'm going to create one that's nothing just to make people think that it is something. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I know I would do that. I want a predator costume to hide and jump across the road in front of cars at nighttime on my road. Imagine if I was president and had unlimited access to all kinds of unnecessary. I would be doing just pranky shit because I'm bored. Like, hey, let's dress up a spec ops team like a bunch of fucking aliens and have them go run through the jungle real quick. You know what I mean? Like, I would do random shit like that. So I know that it's a possibility that it could be something. You know what I mean? I just look at things like that. Like, I would do it. So I know I can't be the only person in the world who would. I ain't that special. You know what I mean? One of those kind of things. Like, if I can think of it, a fucking prince somewhere can think of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, they caught 3 dudes in the Congo last month, supposedly CIA agents, but they're not coming out. They're not coming out and saying that they are. But you know, there's a failed coup d'état in the Congo.
Yeah. There's fucking hella shit going on in Africa. The boy was saying that they might get deployed here sometime soon. They're actually pushing for an early deployment to get going, and one of the places that they're throwing around is that they might be sending a whole bunch of folks to Africa.
Really, like a peacekeeping kind of shit, or like a expeditionary.
They didn't say what kind of role. They're just talking about destination because they're pushing for the deployment. So it's kind of one of those. Well, if we get in early, maybe we could suggest where we want to go before just getting random in place kind of thing. You know what I mean? One of those kind of deals. But yeah, Africa and Syria are both on the list of possible deployment locations. And this is by 25. Yeah. So take that for whatever it's worth. You know what I mean?
It's Russia and China both have like a lot of invested in Africa and Syria.
That's why China owns the Middle East. China owns Northern Africa. China owns South America. It's Africa is going to be I think ground zero or one of the biggest battles. Our D-Day from WW3 is going to come from Africa, I think, just for the resources alone, the territory that's being owned. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's too much. China has too much ground. They cover too many resources. They own 2 out of 3 of the biggest fucking mines for I'm drawing a blank. The word for the fucking battery, the cobalt, is that what it is?
Cobalt?
Whatever shit is.
Yeah.
Because batteries are the future, whether we want to admit it or not. Batteries are the fucking future, and eventually, that's all it's going to be. Is fucking everything will have a fucking battery. That's the next boom. That's what WW3 is going to be fought over. Who's going to control the fucking power? Because we lose if we lose the dollar to the fucking BRICS and all that other shit, and half the world stops using the American dollar, then the only thing that we're going to have to bargain with is control of those fucking mines. Just like Saudi Arabia backs everything they got with oil, America's going to have to back everything they got with fucking with that battery fucking shit. Because that whoever controls the batteries is going to control the future, at least for the next couple hundred years, in my opinion.
Can you hold this down for 1 second, brother? I gotta go. I'll be right back.
I can try. It's my first time.
You got it.
Right. Have to listen to Metallica if Hutch says battery one more time. Yeah, China owns it. I think Missouri said it to where China can only own 2% of Missouri land, which in my opinion is still way too fucking much. I don't think they should be able to own shit. Arkansas did it. Well, Arkansas did something, but I'm not sure exactly. I don't know if they went to no land at all or if they're at a percentage. Bring up Cobalt, check out how they're keeping farmers from watering over. Yeah. I think the boy was telling me about that a couple weeks ago, that they found a giant fucking cobalt mine somewhere up north. I want to say Pennsylvania or Ohio, somewhere in that area. And those mines are not fucking pretty. It's straight strip fucking mining. Kill everything and dig a big fucking hole. Ain't nothing pretty about that whole fucking situation. Water being taken from U.S. farmers and U.S. diverted to mines for cobalt. Yeah, I don't fucking doubt it. It's only going to get worse too out there in the West, especially California. If they find anything in California, you farmers out there are fucked. You're going to get the biggest fucking water tax you've ever seen in your life. Lithium. Yeah, was that cobalt and lithium, right? Those are the two big ones. Norway just found a deposit. Yeah. Ooh, wouldn't that be interesting if this turned into a World War III over sovereignty? I mean, if they could figure out a way to clean it up and do it right, if every country ended up finding a source to create their own batteries, I'm just saying the possibilities of that. I mean, if you think about it that way, you can't have a one world order if every nation is able to create and maintain its own power indefinitely. You know what I mean? Just saying. I might have to ponder on that later on when I'm shoveling sand. Go down that rabbit hole.
What did I miss? What rabbit hole?
I literally forgot what the fuck I was just talking about. Right. Oh no, if they're finding all these deposits of lithium and cobalt and things in different countries in different states. And I was saying if it would be crazy if World War III was fought over trying to stop nations from being sovereign, because
From
way it's
getting their own
turning,
resources.
yeah, it seems like every country is going to have the possibility to create their own power indefinitely through batteries or about, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, you can't have a one world fucking government if every nation's sovereign with their own power and able to sustain themselves. You know what I mean?
Fuck no, dude. I think they want to push the electric car situation, but like a government, like a through Tesla kind of through. Elon, I think, is an agent for Elon possibly is an agent for the New World Order and for the government. So I'm thinking that they want everybody to have these electric cars. They don't want people to have cars that are, but if you do have a car, they want you to have an electric one, so they can
Right.
shut it anytime they feel like. Want the autopilot on it, so that way, if they want you to go to jail, the car will fucking lock the doors and turn around and take your ass to jail.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's going to happen in our lifetimes. We're going to see that shit. And the sad thing is, people are going to pay for it. People will willingly pay for it. Like, oh my god, did you see the new Tesla? It's got all these fucking features.
Fucking auto drive, dude.
You're going to have rappers and shit driving these things around. They're going to take them straight to the fucking jailhouse. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, like Little Pump Squat just released a song about murdering somebody. Next thing you know, he's going to jail the next fucking day. Like,
Right. Or they're going to hear a conversation in your car. You're going to say something like, fuck Joe Biden. You know what I mean?
well, that's. What do you think about this, dude? Has there not been a lot of bad info come out about planes are bad, Boeing is bad, like, planes are not safe, planes destroy the environment, right? They don't want us fucking using planes either, dude.
Hey, I ain't going to lie. I don't want us using planes. You know what I mean?
Let me know why.
Not on a commercial scale.
Kind of shit.
I don't know. It's an irrational fear. You know what I mean? I have no solid logic. Like, this is my opinion. I mean, obviously for freedom and expansion and innovation, yes, planes should exist. But in my opinion, fuck a plane. You know what I mean? Keep your ass on the ground. I don't need 10,000 pounds flying above me and dropping fucking iceberg fucking dookie water and shit. You know what I mean? No.
Like off of Joe Dirt, and he thought he found that fucking meteorite. He's like, nope,
Right.
that's a big hunk of poop.
Right. But yeah, that's just my irrational fear of, hey, there's a giant thing flying above my head and it makes no sense. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and it's a relatively new technology to like the human psyche and our it's not
Well, I mean, just like anything that once you start getting the government involved and you start creating agencies, motherfuckers would get in their Sunday best to go to the airport to drop somebody off. Let alone if you were flying, you were dressed up like you were in a fucking limo going to a wedding and shit. You know what I mean?
Yes,
nowadays, you got barefoot people with fucking shit stains, smell like armpits. Anything that it always turns in. Anybody been on a metro bus in the city? You know what I mean?
Oh,
in the
God.
subway, it's fucking trash. It's all trash people on trash fucking low maintained fucking item. You know what I mean? It's everything about it is there's more pros or more cons than pros with the whole fucking airline industry. I mean, a lot of it's cultural, but most everything is. You know what I mean? Right to Walmart of the sky. Exactly.
In the Tennessee banned chemtrails starting July 2nd.
Nice.
Okay, let me look more into it.
That'd be cool shit. Oh, exactly, Leslie. Get an old square body. It's fucking straight 4-barrel carb in that bitch. No electronics, no fuel injection. Hand crank windows. You're good to go.
You see, now the What about you? A Zeppelin, for instance, and now we're on these vehicle talk and transportation. It took one crash for people to stop using air balloons as a mode of transportation.
Well, I mean, look at the Zeppelin.
See, yeah, fucking yeah, they had that. That I feel like that is a superior way of flying than the fucking plane and shit. Possibly, I
Way
don't know.
more.
Maybe. What do you think?
I think it's way more efficient.
Yeah, like better on fuel, fucking more space. You know, you're not going fucking. And of
I
course,
think they need to implement I mean, because you see these cargo ships now. Some of them they're putting these giant fucking sails on them, and that way they can try to conserve on using the engine and just use fucking little sailboats. You know what I mean? Just for efficiency. Wonder if there's a way to tie a Zeppelin type of thing into a fucking. I don't know. It would be.
no, you're talking about on some that's like some water world kind of like next level shit right there.
Right. I mean, that's what it's going to have to be eventually.
hmm
You just imagine a cargo ship with a giant pontoon on it that just, you know what I mean? It just kind of hovers.
But dude, we put the community on one of those. Fuck buying land, dude. We've been talking about buying land and shit. We've been thinking with the wrong places. We need to go buy a fucking cargo ship and shit and put our community. We'd be like the smokers.
Hey,
Fucking
if I had the money to get one of those giant fucking things, boy,
yes,
turn that
sir.
whole thing into a city. That would be a fucking badass little town.
Fuck yeah, dude. You'd be going from fucking like port to port, dude. Fuck yeah, dude. Honestly, dude, I believe it would take this doesn't sound crazy, but I believe it would take 500 well trained men fucking could go take over Haiti right now. In my opinion, it would only take that many to take over that entire country. I believe 500 well trained men.
Are you talking about a coup, complete annihilation? What kind of tactic are you talking?
Well, they don't have a government in Haiti right now. They haven't had a government for like the past 6 or 7 months, and it's all gangs. It's gangs versus police. You
Right.
go there, you got your 500 men, but you get the police and the people on your side. You're like, all right, we're here to help, blah blah blah, because nobody there is helping them and shit. Now this almost sounds fantasy, but this is some shit that could very well come into reality and shit if given the right fucking. So boom, bada bing, you wipe the gangs out, you get rid of the crime, and then you're like, well, we're just gonna stay here and we're gonna like be in charge of the government from now on. And then boom, you got yourself the country.
You
That's
just figure it's small enough. Yeah, if you just sent in a group and just took over the government.
It is
Like-
small, but
Yeah.
so like I said, you get the police on you. What's left of the police and shit. There you go. You'd have like that would be that's what the conquistadors did and shit. You know what I'm saying? They came over. They had the 500 men. They went into Mexico City, conquered it, but they also had help from little tribes people around them.
See, I mean, that's the just another fucking example of what I was saying earlier. Haiti's deep into that fucking voodoo shit. You get some badass prosthetics, and you know what I mean. Play to their religion. You could fucking create a monster among that island, pretty fucking easily. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah, dude. And that's what sucks. Like a place like that, dude, it's always been lacking like a good, strong leader that actually cared about it. You know what I mean?
See, that's one of those things to where I've never denied it. I am a war hawk to a certain extent, and I believe that every once in a while a nation should expand its borders through invasion, whatever. You know what I mean? It's not a racial thing. It's not a cultural thing. It's just, hey, that's history. You got shit we want, and we want it. You know what I mean? Cooperate or die. That's history. Deal with it. You know what I mean? Fucking,
and if they cooperate, they get good shit in return as well.
Right. So I'm thinking Haiti, Cuba, Jamaica, Puerto Rico. You know what I mean? Like those little islands that surround us down there. Like why isn't that America? You know what I mean? Why the fuck? Why don't we take that? You know what I mean? We don't have to kill the culture to make something America. You know what I mean?
I think some places we should, but other places we should keep it.
That's just me.
Cuba,
I'm just old fashioned like that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
If I was Xerxes back in the day, to a certain extent, you know what I mean, or Caesar, I would have done the same. Hey, I got an army, and they got shit I want. Fuck yeah, let's go. Hey y'all, we're about to walk for 6 months and do some shit. You know what I mean? Fuck yeah, let's hey,
Mhm.
let's go.
That's when men were men. Yeah. Fucking. Well, that's what the Caesar did do when he took over Gaul. He killed. Was he 1,000,000 people? He genocided 1,000,000 people. He kept as slaves, and then 1,000,000 people he left alive, and then everybody else left. Like they fled from France to Ireland and shit, and became those people.
Right.
But yeah, fucking, and that's honestly that sounds fucked up. But like that idea, that scorched earth tactics, I think honestly, like that's what you're gonna have to do, dude. And you're gonna want to have to conquer. And Silverback, I stand corrected. I'm forming an alliance with the gangs would be the better thing to do, because he educated me more on the leader. And barbecue, Jimmy Barbecue Johnson Boyer is his name, I think.
Right.
But the what was I talking about, buddy?
I couldn't tell you.
Damn,
Hey chat, what were we talking about? Haiti.
Yeah.
Something about Haiti.
I know. Damn. Like when I went off to talk, I was like, damn. Let me address him real quick, and then I was like, fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Was it about taking over islands and expansion? Something about that?
We did do that. Whenever we had the war with Spain back in 1900, we had fucking taken over. We had gotten the Philippines, we'd gotten Puerto Rico, we'd gotten Cuba. All right, and we owned all that shit for a long time. Uh-oh. How's that heat treating your plants, dude? Because my plants, dude, they're big, but I ain't got no vets. I ain't got nothing hard. I ain't got nothing growing.
This heat is fucking. The last couple days, I've had a couple wilted ones, and I had to double water. So I need to. Yeah, it's fucking redonkulous. Like today, it's supposed to be between 102 and 110.
Jesus.
Feels
I need to send you a picture of my garden. I'm sorry I interrupted you, brother.
Oh, you're good.
I need to send you a video of this shit, dude, because my shit is looking bad.
Yeah, I got the shade cloths. So the boy went to get some sand because we got a pool yesterday. So I got to put sand down to level it out, and then he's got to go to work this afternoon. But I think this weekend we're gonna go ahead and put the plastic just on the roof. That way I can put my my shade cloths over, because it's only gonna get worse. We're just in, you know what I mean? We're not even in July yet, and it's already this hot. August is fucking late July. August is gonna be a fucking bitch. I can already tell you now we're gonna hit 113, 114. My rabbit died yesterday from the heat. It got too fucking hot. Yeah, and we're gonna be 6 degrees hotter today than we were yesterday.
Damn. How the fuck how you gonna keep them rabbits like cool and shit?
I got to put a little cooler underneath them, like a little ice box. That way they can just sit above it.
Damn,
Ghost made a video a while back about, I think Ghost is like my rabbit guru. Anytime I have a question about rabbits, I text him like, "Hey, will this work? How do I?" You know what I mean? I think he had a video about doing that. I know he talked about it, but I can't remember if I saw the video about it or not. But it's just basically a little fucking ice thingy for him to sit on.
Did you eat your rabbit that died yesterday?
No, if I don't kill it, I won't eat it.
Kind of shit, yeah.
'Cause, I mean, you never know.
Yeah, if it just died and shit, like that's kind of, I feel you on that. Yeah. Man, that's very bad.
See, that's what me and the old lady were talking about yesterday. some kind of, if we put a fan up out there for them. But then I was worried, are we just going to be blowing hot air on top of hot air? You know what I mean? So
Oh God.
I got a little solar fan though. I'm going to try the ice box, the cooler that Lady Smith sent me home with, a little foam cooler. I'm going to cut it down to slide underneath, and then I got the little solar fan that's, you know, probably that big, that I can put right above it to kind of use it like a air conditioner and blow it up a little bit. I'm gonna try that and see if that works.
Damn, I wish you luck, man, on that. My animal situation with this heat is trying to get some shit for my dog's feet, and I'm walking them out here in this fucking sidewalk. I just had to get a fucking muzzle for my dog when I walk him, because fucking like he lunges at people outside when we're walking and shit, dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he gets scared by him. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Overprotective.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, he doesn't do that shit fucking whenever like somebody like my dad is walking him or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll let people pet him, but if like
J594 sent me some pictures of I think it was at like an NRA expo or some shit down in Florida. They had this fucking dog that had complete fucking tactical gear. It had the goggles, the vest, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was gonna fucking send it to you, but I went squirrel.
Nice.
Till
No,
just now.
I still have my dog's go bag, his bug out bag type situation. But I converted it to more of like like a pack mule kind of bag.
Right. Shit, I got that cooler that Backwoods fucking made for me. I might be able to set that up for him and just do it that way. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna give that a try. He made me one of those coolers with it's got the little radiator and the fan and all that shit built onto it. Once I get it set up, I'll do a video. I will actually do a video. I started to make a video 3 weeks ago, and then I spent about 20 minutes on it, and I was like, I don't want to sit here and look at this shit. The fucking sun's shining. And then I literally haven't touched the computer since to do any fucking, you know.
Yeah, that's how I've been. Like, I feel like I pushed a lot of content out there for like a couple months, but I went for it like a year without doing anything at all whatsoever. But now I feel kind of like, I went out there, like, I met the people outside of our community and shit. Started talking a little bit with some other people too. Now I'm just kind of like, now it's summer. I'm kind of gonna, like you said, enjoy the sun. Put out shorts still, but not at the rate I was though until winter comes in.
It's just that and it's that time of year. There's fucking so much going on.
Mm-hmm.
It gets too hot to fucking think. You know what I mean? You just go into fucking drone mode.
I do tell you, brother, I want to come and visit you again soon. Bad, for sure.
Shit, you know where I'm at, man.
I know. It's just a matter of, like, I can get the time off, but it's just a matter of, like, because it's been so slow at my job, man. Like, fucking. Because usually, like, I'm making some pretty good money, but if there's nobody coming in and shit spending money, it's hard, so. But it should be getting there soon. I'd like to get there whenever it's like still warm though. Hang out for a day or two, a couple of days, like I did last time.
Right. I got to find out when hunting season is in October. I might change the date of the harvest party. But I don't know. I got to see.
You thinking about some kind of hunting shit?
No, because Backwoods goes deer hunting, and deer hunting lines up a week or two before it's the middle of October is when deer season starts. You know what I mean?
And how long is somebody like for instance him would be out deer hunting usually until they find a deer, or just like a week?
About a week or so.
Yeah.
4 days to a week, somewhere in that range.
I want to go fucking hunt. I want to hunt. Have you ever hunted? You've been hunting before?
Long time ago.
Long time ago, type of shit. Yeah, me too. I've never The only thing I've ever killed in my life was that rooster at your house that one time. And I love telling people that story. I always show people that I'm like, dude, check what I did out, dude.
That's right.
Yeah, you should go with backwoods.
I just don't have any desire to. I don't need the meat. You know what I mean?
Kind of shit. Yeah. Yeah, damn, I might try to get me like a hunting license or something to like maybe try to fuck with some turkey this year when that comes up. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That is something that I might actually do. I got there's a family of turkeys that's up the fucking road, and there's 13 babies that keep circling up there. So, and I keep hearing turkeys down here in the holler over here.
Mhm.
So I think I might have to get a little bit of bird shot and try to get me a turkey this year.
Dude, I'd say so. There are fucking bunch of turkeys around where I'm at too, dude. You know, it's like you're thinking like, damn, why are there so many fucking wild turkeys running around and shit? Like,
Right.
is there some kind of like memorandum on the turkey population to,
That's what I'm thinking. 'Cause I like turkey more than I like chicken. I like turkey more than I like beef. Honestly, like I would eat turkey 300 days of the year. Honestly, I fucking love turkey. You know what I mean?
Depends. I know what you mean. Depends on the situation.
I mean, every once in a while you can't beat a fat ass fucking steak. You know what I mean?
Oh god, yeah. But steak and chicken combination, brother, with a side of fucking mac and cheese with that too, and a side of broccoli with some cheese covered over that, dude.
See,
You're
look, there you go.
eating.
There you go. Getting gluttonous, creating an unnecessary meal.
Yeah, right. No, fucking 3 chicken strips, your medium rare steak, you're fucking. Oh.
Right. No, I'm a once or twice a week big meal kind of guy.
Shit. Yeah, we cut back on the going out to dinner here as much. Like I told you, we're going out once a week and spending money
Yeah.
and shit, but we cut back.
Shit adds up quick.
Yeah.
Same anybody who fucking who drinks like the fucking monsters and shit. Write down how much you spent a month on fucking monsters. It's fucking ridiculous. Or just any soda. You know what I mean? Whatever your daily is, I got to run to the gas station to get this thing. That shit adds up fucking quick.
Thank you for bringing that up, Hutch. You'd be saving money buying a can of energy drink mix.
Yes, you would.
W Energy is what you're looking for. Now, you get 30 scoops. That equals out to about close to a month. You're mixing one drink a day because you're not wanting to drink like 2 or 3 fucking energy drinks in one day anyway, unless you're a psycho. But you get 2 of these. You get 2 of these fucking tubs. All right, that would definitely get you going. But if you use my code X1620, all right, so W is good, and you would be saving money with that $30 versus like 70 to 80 if you're somebody that drinks Monster or Red Bull every day.
I will. Perfect timing. That was excellent timing.
You set it up good. I don't know if you did that on purpose or not, dude. But
How would I even know to set that up? That you know what I mean? That was all you.
I'm gonna cut that. I'm gonna have to cut that and make that into a little short.
Yeah, that I will say that was some of your best marketing work that I've ever seen, sir. Spot on.
Yeah.
Spot on. Right.
Damn.
Right. Yeah, that's my problem is these bitches. They are very expensive.
Yeah.
But I don't spend money on too many vices. I will say I drink the shit out of this fucking vitamin water, and they're $1.75 a piece. So this shit adds up quick. And so my personal thing is this. The cigarettes is both me and the wife.
Fucking L&M's are like the same price as fucking Newports and Marlboros now. Tell me, when did that happen, right? Just all of a sudden. They used to be the cheap cigarettes now.
Right.
Pall Malls are expensive now too.
Oh, I got my fucking tobacco is actually popped, so I might actually have some tobacco to harvest this year. So
Okay.
I mean, it's still kind of small. I mean, it's about the size of a radish, somewhere in that range. You know what I mean? The greens off of a radish. You know what I'm talking about? So
Mm-hmm.
it's not too big. About a handful of plant. But I am hopeful. This is the first time I've actually got it to grow. I've tried about 7 times now, and this is the first. This is the farthest I've got. So hopefully it makes it.
Well, fucking save some and keep me a cigarette rolled up and saved for me, brother.
Well, that's what if I can get the tobacco down, then I'm just gonna start fucking doing my roll your owns, and then eventually I will start making my own fucking cigars,
Damn, that's
and
gonna
then
be.
I'll start mixing that with my ladies. Then I'll start making my own fucking tie stick, fucking infused tobacco, kind of like true blunts, half tobacco, half weed kind of thing.
Fuck yeah, dude! Like that, but that'd be some damn good fucking. Yeah, imagine how like the blunts and shit, but that tobacco. Imagine like how strong that pure tobacco is and shit.
Right.
Fucking like, it's like you're mixing that with. Do you think that has a high level? Do you think the nicotine is higher with the chemicals they add in it, or do you think like the pure like tobacco has high level nicotine in it already?
I would say if anything, they probably restrict how much actual, you know what I mean,
Mm, that makes
nicotine
sense.
would be in factory cigarettes. The grape leaf.
I
I
have
might
no
have
idea.
to. Would that be safe to smoke? I'm gonna have to do some googling.
Damn. You ever thought about putting like a vineyard out there?
Uh, I don't want to be. I don't like. I'll try to make a few batches, but we don't drink enough to where like eventually I'd like to get 5 gallons of wine saved up. You know what I
For
mean?
trade
Root
purposes,
cellar
right?
somewhere, and the same with like 5 gallons of rum. You know what I mean? Just shit to have, but it's because we wouldn't go through it. You know what I mean? That shit would literally it last forever. So
Yeah. Do you still have that weed whiskey that you had? That one, that fermenting whenever I was there?
yeah, I got a new batch sitting in the refrigerator right now.
Dude, I haven't drunk any alcohol in like, well, I haven't got like drunk to party there like in excess in like a year, but I've drunk every now and then still. But I think I'm allergic to this shit. Because like every time I've been drinking, I've like 1 or 2 beers, dude, I'll start throwing up and feeling like shit, like getting like,
That's
oh
your body telling you you ain't no fucking kid no more. Like you're a grown ass man. You've had enough of this nonsense.
yeah, I still smoke. I can still smoke a lot of weed, but yeah, I can't drink no beer or like an alcohol. But I've never really been like into the alcohol and shit. Like someone like my father, for instance. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like the fucking when I was young, I could think, and I had started drinking kombucha. I started drinking kombucha recently, and like getting on my gut health and my probiotics. And it's been, dude. Whereas I used to feel like shit, I've been feeling better.
Hell yeah. That's what it's all. You got to clean your body, man. You
Mhm.
got to clean your body.
That gut.
Hell yeah. My grapes are just now to the point to where they're touching the wire. So I won't have any good leaves to pop until next year probably. Maybe. We'll see. But yeah, I want a humidor. That's what I want. Because I want to be able to put 20 pounds of weed in my root cellar just as a fucking stockpile. You know what I mean? So I want a humidor down there. That way I can have a whole bunch of pre-rolled shit that just sits there and ages. You know what I mean? 10 years down the line, I can be like, boom, I just popped a fresh tie stick from 2026. You know what I mean? Some shit like that.
Man, I want to try some of them Thai sticks and shit too. Don't you have to like mix it with opium to make it Thai sticks, or is that like a different kind of
I mean, you can, but it's just wax.
type of shit?
It's
I've
wax keep.
smoked opium before.
Wow.
Oh, it's wax keep and flour.
Yeah.
That's dope. But I know, but that ain't like like that. When I said I smoked opium, like not opium, it's like I think that's not opium, not what the fuck is the other one and shit.
I think it's opium.
It was like, but it was like a plant. It was almost like but it wasn't like no heroin or no fucking.
Oh, it was the root thing, right?
Yeah.
Or the tree bark shit. Not kratom, but
I've tried that stuff before.
not MDMA, right? It's the other one.
I think you're thinking about sassafras, but I don't think it was sassafras.
No, not pay. I know what you're talking about. I just can't remember the fucking name of it right now.
It was like I got it from some kind of hippie dude at a music festival and shit. Fucking is what it was and shit. Though I traded him some fucking mushrooms and shit for some of this. I want to say it's opium for real.
I remember you telling me, but I can't remember what the fuck you said.
It might have just been the straight up poppy shit itself. But you smoked it like hash. I kind of remember. See, that's why, the older you get, the more you're like, damn, that shit. Like, weed is legal in Thailand right now. The camel curl.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've been looking into the history of it, trying to find like I've called dispensaries in California and asked them if they had fucking, you know what I mean, like legit shit.
Mm-hmm. Get some seeds from them or something. Yeah, but the people over there in Thailand that he's talking about, they've been growing weed for thousands of years.
Hey, I got to dip out. The boys pulling up. We gotta shovel some sand. I will catch y'all later.
Peace out, guys.